Okay, take out your Voyages book and open up to page 12, where we are on our last lesson of this unit. So we will be working on review tomorrow, correcting review on Monday, and test on Tuesday on this unit on nouns, okay? So today we're talking about possessive nouns. What does it mean if a noun is possessive? Ariam.
It expresses ownership.
Yes, it expresses ownership. So it means that the noun owns something. Something belongs to the noun. So it possesses something. So if you look at the top of page 12, it says, a possessive noun expresses possession or ownership. The sign of the possessive is usually apostrophe S. So a lot of people were putting apostrophes for plural nouns, and we do not use apostrophes to make nouns plural, okay? But because the apostrophe signifies ownership, signifies possession, all right? And usually, and here's what I'm going to tell you, I told you this last year too, but kind of the rule for making something possessive is that you should always use apostrophe S, okay? So if you want to write this down in your notebook, I think that would be a great idea. So I'm going to say always you should always use apostrophe S, except unless a noun has two things, okay? So always use apostrophe S. So if I do this, right, unless the noun has these two things. Unless one, the noun is plural, and two, the noun already ends in S. Okay, so it has to be both of these things. If the noun is both of these things, then you form possessive by doing S apostrophe. Okay? But that's only if the noun is plural and it already ends in S. Okay, so yep, if it's singular and it ends in S, you still do apostrophe S after the last S. Okay, so when forming possessive nouns, always use apostrophe S unless S already. Okay? So, let's take a look at the page. Let's take a look at page 12. So, to form a singular possessive, so all words that are singular, whether they end in S or not, should all use apostrophe S, that top one, okay? So to form singular possessive, add apostrophe S to the singular form. So boy is boys, B-O-Y apostrophe S. Tommy is Tommy's with an apostrophe S. Okay? Any questions? Okay? To form the possessive of plural nouns that end in S, so they're both of these things. They're plural and they end in S. Add the apostrophe only if the plural form of a noun does not end in S. So, okay, it's plural, but it doesn't end in S, then you do apostrophe S. Okay? So if you look at the examples there, we have students. Students is plural, and it already ends in S, so they just put an apostrophe afterwards. Teacher is the same thing. Teachers, they just added an apostrophe. Women, if you look at women, is women plural?
Yeah.
Does it end in S?
Yeah.
No. So then you do apostrophe S. Okay? So, and that's the same thing they did with children. Any questions about that? Okay. The singular possessive of a proper name ending in S is usually formed by adding apostrophe S. So here you have Alexis. Alexis is singular. So if it's singular, you always use apostrophe S. If you thought, oh, do I just add an apostrophe because it ends in S? You look at this. Oh, is it plural? No. So it has to be both of these things to just add an apostrophe. If it's singular, even if it ends in S, you do apostrophe S. So in the book, Alexis, to form possessive, it's A-L-E-X-I-S apostrophe S. So you add another apostrophe S. And Mrs. Hess, her name ends in S, and it's one Mrs. Hess, so you add apostrophe S. Mrs. Hess's. Any questions about that? Okay. To form the plural possessive of a proper noun, first form the plural of the noun, and then add an apostrophe. Okay, so this gets a little bit tricky. So they showed Jones. Okay? So this is Jones. This is their last name. If we want to talk about the whole family of Joneses, first we have to make it plural. This is not plural. So first we make it plural, Joneses, and then we apply these rules. Is it plural?
Mm-hmm.
Does it end in S?
Yeah.
So what do I do?
Add an apostrophe.
Just add an
That's not what
apostrophe.
they did in the book. Oh, yeah, they did.
Yep. Okay, so the same thing, the atoms. First, I better make it plural. The atoms is, and then I make it possessive. Okay? Any questions there? All right, the possessive of compound nouns is formed by adding apostrophe S to the end of the term. So editor-in-chief, editor-in-chiefs. Mother-in-law, mother-in-laws. You add it to the end. Okay? Any questions about that? If two or more nouns are used together to indicate separate possession, that is, each person owns something independently, apostrophe S is used after each noun. So we're talking about Bethel's book and Marisol's book. They both have separate books, okay? They both have their own book. So we would say Marisol's and Bethel's books. Okay, so you put an apostrophe S after both of them. They own the things separately. They're each their own. Okay, however, if they owned something together, like remember we used to sit two people at a table, right? And it was their table, right? Like they didn't each have their own the way they do now. If they were at one table, then that would be considered joint possession. They both own it. It's both of theirs. So then we put the apostrophe S only after the noun that's closest to it. So if it was Marisol and Bethel's table, we would just put the apostrophe S on Bethel because that's closer to what they own. Marisol and Bethel's table. Okay, any questions about that? So they each have their own apostrophe S after both their names. They own something together. Apostrophe S only after this one closest to it. Okay?
What's a name that ends with S, like the first name?
Ross.
Oh, really quick.
All right. Alexis, we had it in the book. Okay, anybody have any questions? Let's just do a couple of exercise 1. Okay? Complete each sentence using the singular possessive or plural possessive form of the noun in parentheses. So, on Sunday mornings, our city's park department holds green markets. So, how would you form cities? Bethel, possessive of cities.
You add apostrophe S.
Add apostrophe S. Okay, number 2, Marisol. At a local park, space is cleared and many farmers' products are displayed in booths. How would you form that? Because it's many farmers.
You add an S to farmers and apostrophe.
Yep, so it's just S apostrophe, right? Okay, number 3, the seller's products are all fresh from their farms and look very tempting. So we're talking about still there's lots of people selling there, right? So Lucas, how would we form that? S apostrophe, because it's many sellers, okay? Number 4, many customers' arms are soon filled with packages and bags containing vegetables and fruits. We have lots of customers. Nathan, how would we form that possessive? We're talking about many customers. So is it plural? Are we talking plural, many customers? Yeah. Does it end in S already? Customers? Customers. Many customers. It does end in S, so then we just add an apostrophe at the end. Okay? Questions at all? All right, you do have homework to do practice book page 10 due tomorrow. Practice book page 10.
Are you going to give us our page back?
Oh!